As a coach, you've probably seen your clients hit mental walls, both in your sessions and in the practices that you give them after the session to integrate their learning or to forward their goals. You've seen them come back to sessions and be defeated, frustrated. I have had, many clients be like, I didn't do it, feeling bad. And today, I'm going to help give you one tool that can help your clients expand their limits and build more mental resilience. This is going to be one of the most valuable skills that you can have as a coach to help your clients develop resilience. That's the ability to face discomfort, stress, challenges without giving up. If they don't have this, they're not going to change their life. Now, with this tool, it's all about building resilience and getting over mental walls of resistance. I'm also going to talk a little bit about some nerdy science. We'll focus on stress and resilience. Now, as coaches, you know that people's minds stop way before their bodies do. Our clients hit mental walls, whether it's in a career setback, pursuing a personal goal, trying to apply to something new, but they hit these moments that just sap their inner resources when it gets even harder. And some people take that as a signal to stop trying, to give up. Of course, there's always moments when we need to stop, reassess, and adjust course. But then there's other times where stopping means exchanging meaningful effort for nothing, or worse, failure. Now, when their mind is telling them to give up, it can be a perfect opportunity to do things differently than they normally would. Okay. So in mindset research, they talk about something called effort beliefs. It's a really simple idea, and there are kind of two main beliefs in the world of effort beliefs. One is called stress is debilitating. And it's when this belief is in effect when people interpret their physiological signs and symptoms of stress and effort as something bad is happening. It's an indication of imminent failure and a sign that they should stop what they're doing. Let's think about that for a moment. I'm feeling discomfort, and it means, the meaning they make is, this is bad, I should stop. Even though it's action towards a thing that they said they want, that they actually really want. So let's imagine someone running for the first time in a while, right? So they're jogging, they feel their heart start to speed up, their breath increases, their muscles start burning. In this mindset, they would be like, oh, bad, I should stop. In this mindset, they would interpret this as, this is bad, I should stop. So they might also feel similar sensations when applying for a new job or thinking about going on a date for the first time in 3 years, or when they're trying to finally take an up-close look at their finances. Now let's go over to the other mindset, which is called the stress is enhancing mindset. When this belief is in effect, people interpret the physiological signs and symptoms of stress as effort. It means that growth is happening. They believe that they're growing. So let's imagine the power your client might feel with those same signals, the pounding heart, the burning muscles, racing mind. Instead of panic when they're trying to do their taxes, they can feel excitement. I'm doing that thing. I'm encountering my struggle. They can feel their body rising to the challenge. They're growing as people. This is a totally different mindset. Everyone is capable of learning that they adapt if they keep going when the going gets tough. That mindset is crucial when they feel sensations of challenge around tough situations. Maybe that at work, maybe that's upgrading their financial literacy, maybe they're trying to shift their perspective or take a deeper look at their side, their responsibility in a situation where they would prefer to be like, it's your fault, and it's your fault, it's not me. Amazing research by various mindset and psychology researchers, including the godmother of mindset science, Carol Dweck, indicates that stress is debilitating belief is correlated with less resilience, more disease, and even earlier death. Now, that's kind of crazy. Why is it early death, disease, less resilience? Well, the physiology of the stress is debilitating mindset is completely different than the physiology, the actual what our bodies are doing when we're in a stress is enhancing mindset. Let's go into nerd mode for a moment. I promise not to go too deep. Stay with me. So in the stress is debilitating mindset, the body goes into what's called a threat response. So the blood vessels, they contract. Blood stays central. The brain increases cortisol, a stress hormone that helps us recover from the presence of blood loss and physical damage. And our testosterone goes down in both men and women, by the way. Okay, in the stress is enhancing mindset, it's a completely different response. It's called the challenge response. In this response, blood vessels open up or stay open. Testosterone increases. This increases the blood flow to the whole body and the brain, giving you more access to the resources that you need to overcome whatever challenge is facing. That means that not only is your body not freaking out as much, it's helping you. Your brain is going to help you meet these things. Okay, so what does this have to do with coaching? And the answer is everything. This is the foundational context that clients often need to be willing to do the essential hard work that's going to change their lives. And it's not just that they need to do hard work. They need to do things that are differently hard than what their normal hard things, right? And this is in service of expanding the edges of what they know, going beyond where they would normally stop so that they can get new results, because that's what your job is, helping people generate new results in their life. Now, if you understand this distinction alone, you can train your clients on it. But you can take it even further by incorporating the tool that I mentioned at the beginning. And this is going to really make it easier, bite-sized, mini, to create that resilience. So again, this tool comes from Andrew Huberman. He's a professor of ophthalmology and neurobiology at Stanford School of Medicine. And he's a real nerd for skills and practices and things that help us improve as people. So let's call this the walls method. The idea is really simple. Before taking on a challenging task like applying for new jobs or writing a book or making a social media post or even getting into a cold plunge, which is where I got this from, is looking at how to approach a cold plunge, is you decide how many mental walls do I want to encounter and climb over in this experience. That means you hit a mental wall and you go, I'm going to keep going. Now, I typically recommend to clients that they climb over between 1 and 3 mental walls. So let's break that down a little bit more. A mental wall is where your brain just goes like, ugh, stop this. No, nope, we're done. We're not doing this anymore. So when they hit this mental wall, the game of the walls method is to internally think to yourself, when you encounter a wall, like, yes, this is it. I found my first wall. I'm going to climb over it. I'm going to keep going. So think about this for your clients. When you support your clients in practices of choosing the number of mental walls they want to step over or climb over in the face of something newly difficult that they're doing, they're not going to feel defeated when they encounter that wall. They might even feel empowered. By the way, making a prediction like this and then encountering it puts that mind in the state of, I was right. And guess what? When we think I'm right, it releases dopamine in the brain. And what I love about dopamine is most people think of dopamine as the molecule of reward. It's also the molecule of motivation, but what's most important to me is it's a molecule that helps you believe in the face of challenge that you can overcome the thing that's in front of you. You believe in yourself more when you have more dopamine. So the general idea is that if we stop whenever something is hard, we're training our brains to stop whenever we feel uncomfortable, whenever there's challenge, instead of climbing over and stopping only once we've gotten past that. When we do that, we're training our brains that we choose what we do in our life. And this builds resilience. This is life-changing action to train our brains to say, I'll keep going until I say I won't. I'm not going to let circumstances dictate that. I'm going to fucking choose. Okay, so one more nerdy science moment here. Every time your client or you moves through discomfort, whether it's persisting on a challenging project or actually asking for that tough conversation or asking for something that you think you might get a no for, right? Something uncomfortable, something that you want but you would easily not do because of willpower. When you choose to do it anyway, your brain is adapting. There's a part of your brain that actually grows when you or your clients push through those challenges they don't want to face but serve some goal that's meaningful to them. This part of the brain is called the anterior mid-cingulate cortex. Now, you don't need to remember that. It's not important, but it's fun to know. All you need to remember is it's the part of the brain related to willpower. The more they do something difficult, the bigger this brain region becomes. Literally, it gets bigger, enhancing their willpower. Now, when you choose not to do something challenging or stop doing something challenging, like, for example, not eating that Snickers bar or whatever, it's dynamic. It's either growing at any given point or it's shrinking, right? So unless you're doing your daily dose of discomfort served up to yourself on purpose, it's going to be getting smaller. So I want you to imagine the sense of accomplishment your clients are going to feel when they finally push through that barrier that they thought was beyond them. As you guide your clients to climb over their mental walls, you're going to notice how they start developing more confidence and mental strength with each challenge they face. And let me tell you, it's so rewarding to watch your clients go from demoralized and stuck every time they do something hard to, I did a little bit more. I climbed one wall. I climbed 2 walls, right? They're so lit up because they know they're doing something that's changing their brain and changing their life. Okay, so let's review. When you reach the end of your coaching session, when it's time to co-create a practice or experiment with your client to deepen their goals or further their learning from the session, you can incorporate this idea of climbing walls. So let's say that you have a client and they're dissatisfied with their job and they want to apply for a new one, but they go to do it and they keep losing steam. They actually don't do it. So one of the ways that you can support them, if that's something they choose to do, is to say, okay, how many walls do you want to climb, right? And you would teach them this distinction. So let's say they want to climb 2 walls. So let's imagine that they go to begin and it's like, boom, I don't want to do this, right? And they get all like squirmy. Perfect. Wall number 1, right? So they keep going. And what are they going to do? They're going to smile because they planned for this. This is what they were hoping to find. It's the process more important to the outcome. They were like, I want to find a barrier. I want to find a wall. Whether or not I get a bunch done is different than me changing my brain. Then they get started. And it's not so bad. Let's say they get overwhelmed again. They have to do a custom cover letter for a job they really want. They get overwhelmed, they want to stop. Their brain's like, nope, don't do it anymore, do it later. Yes, number 2, right? So, and then they choose, okay, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna just keep going and not stop when I hit this breaker, right? Now they know they're teaching their brain to choose when they stop, not when it's convenient. As a coach, you have the power to help your clients understand that resilience is built through discomfort and that every challenge they overcome is another step in that mental strength so that they can celebrate all those little wins. We have negativity bias, so people don't celebrate. And that's one of the things I love as a coach, is helping people to completely celebrate every little win because I want to help people enjoy their life. That's what's important to me. So if you like this video, please hit subscribe. Let me know in the comments, if you try this, what do you discover? Go out there, help your clients break mental walls, turn discomfort into power, and let me know how this video impacted you.